like to talk about law of attraction, how it sees you different.
Ooh, we love talking about law of attraction. You know why? It's general. Talking about the law is always better than the specific of how it's messing with you.
So does it treat you better than me because you're more aligned, or?
Law of attraction is consistent across the board and always reflects back exactly what's going on vibrationally. And that's the beauty of law of attraction. In its fairness, there is never injustice. It's always a perfect reflection, which is wonderful, just like your emotions are always a perfect reflection.
Right. Okay, so here it is. Here's my stickler. I go to a fine restaurant. I get the menu. And I focus on what I want. I order it. I give it to the waiter. He says, done. He goes into the back room. 5 seconds later, I follow him to ask him how my order's doing. So I keep checking up on the law of attraction to make sure it's doing its job. It's not working out for me.
So think about what the emotional manifestation is. It's one of unrest. It's one of discomfort. It's one of lack of trust. It's a lack of trust either in the law of attraction or in your ability to apply it. So let's play here just for a little bit. So does it feel to you, and you can tell by your emotional response to this, because your inner being has a very clear opinion about this, that your emotions are going to display your opinion and the relationship with the opinion of your inner being about it. So do you think that your stickler, as you say, or your issue is about your lack of trust in the consistency of law of attraction? Or do you think it's about your concern of your application or understanding of it? Is it about your worthiness?
My application of it.
So now in a general place, do you feel worthy of getting what you want? Now, worthy is a big loaded word. In other words, you ask us the question, we're asking it back to you. Do you feel like law of attraction should pretty much treat you with the same fairness that law of attraction treats everyone else?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you do, don't you? In other words, you can tell by the way you feel. That isn't the stickler.
It's frustration.
Frustration is still an indicator. What we're trying to help you to zero in on is, are you worried that law of attraction is unfair, or are you worried that you're not able to apply it? It's a trick question. Be careful.
I guess there's a sense of that, hey, I've been at this for a long time. You know, when's my time?
So the fact that you're looking for pretty steady evidence or proof and not finding it is practicing a vibration of the evidence being missing.
Yeah.
It's like looking for something that's lost and not being able to find it because you really believe that it's lost. And it isn't until you say, never mind, I'll get a new one, that it will show itself to you. You have to give up the feeling of it being lost before you can find it. And you have to give up the feeling that it's not working for you before it can. So now let's go back to what we were talking about the vortex. Let's play this new process that we've been offering. So do you believe us when we say that the more you beat the drum of what you do not want, the more active it is in your vibration?
Yes.
You could not have started with a better premise, that what I believe is a thought that I keep thinking.
Absolutely.
And do you acknowledge that as you keep thinking that you need to check up on them because you're really not trusting the law of attraction, that that's a thought that you keep practicing?
Yes.
So you're keeping that really active in your vibration.
Mm.
So when you have a specific thought that is hindering you, the logical thing would be to just move to its counterpart. In other words, I know what I don't want. What is it that I do want? The problem with that is the vibrational variance is too great, and you can't get there from there. You just can't move your vibration that far and sustain it. You might be able to move it for a moment with the influence of someone else, but you can't sustain it. So you go back into your old patterns of thought, like moving the chair. We weren't writing you about it, you see, if we weren't calling your attention to it about it. So as you're focused specifically about this, you are keeping it active. So we want to focus less specific or more generally about this topic. Can you begin more generally addressing this subject at hand?
No, I think it's more specifically.
Well, we know that's how you have been doing it, but we want you to try right now to be general about it. To be general about it. Be general about this issue.
Outside the vortex, or?
Well, you have no choice. You got to be where you are. And if you're specifically negative, then the best you can be is generally negative. In other words, if we said, get really positive and get really positive now, you can't do it. We could jump in and do it for you, and you would really like what we say, but your energy doesn't move as well when we do it as when you do it. So generally speaking, generally address this situation with us, generally.
Hey guys, it's not showing up fast enough.
That's pretty specific. I believe that law of attraction is steady. Do you?
I guess not.
Okay, so that's too strong. So I believe that there are those who are deliberate creators. Do you believe that?
I believe that.
So that's a more general statement. I don't believe I am, but I believe there are those who are.
I believe that they're just thoughts, and thoughts can change. I believe I can change my thoughts because I know I'm the creator of my reality.
Really good. And feel how general it is and how soothing it is?
There's many people who were living the dream that were once standing right where I'm standing, and one day will come to fruition.
Exactly.
I can feel my vibration shifting as we speak. And it feels good. It feels a lot more easier. I feel like I'm amongst friends now. My heart rate went down.
Which is a manifestation. I'm getting manifestations that I've come into alignment. My issue seems to have resolved itself right here before me. Doesn't even feel like an issue right now because I'm doing what I said I wanted to do. Now, here's the piece we want to give you. You just had a manifestation. If you can accept that your heart rate going down, your improvement in the way you feel is a manifestation, then your former statement is no longer true, is it? Because you just showed yourself.
If I let my feelings be my
manifestation,
my evidence of manifestation.
And isn't it really a good manifestation? Because do you know everything you want is because you think you will feel better in the having of it. And you just felt better. You got your manifestation. And now it will just flesh itself out and surprise and delight you in all those interesting, delicious ways.
Okay.
Now you can get to the specifics, you see. Now here's a really fun thing. So you were specifically uncomfortable, and then you were generally uncomfortable, and then you got generally very comfortable. Didn't it feel good, what he began to say? And not so specifically, but you really shifted energy. You shifted energy enough that manifestations began to reveal themselves to you. So now, more manifestations are going to reveal themselves to you. In other words, that vortex doing its work. And so if that manifestation can be allowed by you, every manifestation that you seek can be allowed by you. So now you want to goose it up a little more if you want to. If you want to milk the moment, we would. So you can say things like, in the same way that I don't want to eat all the food that I'm going to eat for the rest of my life today, I don't want all of the manifestations to come today either. That would be overwhelming. I just want this steady flow of good feeling evidence of my value and of my worthiness and of my alignment and my creative ability. Things are really working exactly right for me. I can feel my power. I can feel the fullness of source energy flowing through me. These are good times. Yahoo.
So, is this a good time to get specific, or?
Anything you want. And you'll know by the way you feel if in getting specific, it's time to get specific. Because you see, if you get specific and it doesn't work, then what? Go general. So there's no risk. So it's always a good time to try it. Just don't freak out if you don't make it.
Or can I do a focus wheel with you?
Whatever you want, but this is a similar process that may be even easier to define.
Okay.
Get specific.
So I know what my in the vortex statement is, and it's I want to know the feeling of financial abundance flowing into my life easily.
All right, so what do you think as you address that? In other words, of course you want to state it, but so now tell us generally how you feel about that. Go general first and see if you can. You want to go specific, But that just stirs up trouble. And since you're already in the vortex, why not take this subject now and apply that general soothing to it? So generally approach the subject of finances with us.
Okay, finances is a vehicle to play with more people, to have fun.
Pretty specific and a little unsettling. Get more general. Go back to what you discovered on the last conversation and try it again.
The universe always takes care of me.
Really good. A lot of people who have money now didn't. They found their way, so it certainly is doable. Those kinds of things that you said before, apply them here.
I'm making it right now. Nobody's chasing me for money. Even though I've lost all my money in the casinos and the stock market, I'm doing pretty well right where I stand.
All right, now that got a little more specific than did you good. It's all right, you stayed stable, but you could have said it in a way that didn't make you wobble at all. If you'd left it at, I'm doing all right, rather than, except for that.
Yeah.
But no danger. In other words, you're stable enough. You can poke around in it and feel how you feel. In other words, you're already stable enough that you're not going to really go negative. And even if you do, it's not the end of the world because you know what to do. You're just going to keep practicing it general until, as you said, what were your opening words to us? A belief is what'd you say?
A belief is a thought I keep thinking.
Yeah. So I believe that if I keep thinking more general thoughts, that I will stabilize my vibration and be in the vortex more often, and then more manifestations will come to indicate how I'm doing. And I believe that I'm really going to like that as it happens. I believe that the laws of the universe are stable. I believe that law of attraction responds to us equally. Go back and restate the belief that you've just confirmed with yourself, and affirm it and affirm it and affirm it again, you see. We play the game with the law of attraction cards that often, these are money in the law of attraction. Have you read them? Mm-hmm. Really? Did you read these?
Yeah, I have. Intellectually.
Precisely, they're just annoying, aren't they? Because when you're using affirmations or anything that's trying to guide your thought, when you're using it to try to get yourself to feel differently than you do, it usually just makes you dig in and defend where you are. These are awful. I don't think there's a good one in the deck. Who writes this stuff? But when you have done this general work that you just did, so that the resistance is soft and the allowance is stronger, then as you affirm, and that's exactly what your opening words to us were. A belief is just a thought I keep thinking. So a belief from inside the vortex is so powerful, because when you think a thought, a good feeling thought from inside the vortex, what does the fact that it feels good mean? What's that a primary indicator of? If I'm thinking a thought and it feels good, what does that tell you about the thought you're thinking?
It means that the source is coursing right through my veins.
And so it means that source is in full agreement with that thought. So when you affirm from a united, aligned, allowing position with source, can you feel how much more that practice does for you?
It makes me want to look more for it.
Well, it not only makes you want to look more for it, it resonates deeper within you. It's better practice inside the vortex. So what you're helping us to say, in the best way that we've ever said it, is practice not at all until you've at least gone general enough that you felt your energy shift. And then practice, 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 practice. And the better it feels, the more you affirm. The better it feels, the more you affirm. So only affirm to the degree that you feel good.